待たせたな。失礼する。次は上位をいただく。 待たせたな。全速力だ。よし。鍛錬が足りなかったか。
やれやれ。Hey guys!
不甲斐ない。次は勝つ。 なんということだ。
かかってくるがいい。
不甲斐ない。次は勝つ。
私の出番ね。 My god. Not hated. Wave, you were absolutely hated. Shut up. Just... You're the reason why you did the worst in all of us. I have an excuse to call you that. Why is this game getting to me for a festival? I don't even care about... Why am I even continuing this festival? Why am I getting upset over a festival? It's not a legend competition or world match or anything like that. Why am I getting upset over that? Have I not actually... Like, should I have taken a longer break? Is that what the game's trying to tell me? Get me off of Ringo. I don't care if it was for Nemo. Alright, we're back here. Doing the run back. I got this. Yeah, no, I'm going solo. I'm sticking to solo. I'm keeping my sanity. The potato. Elephant fudge. Is this dude even live right now? Hold on. Just out of dumb curiosity. Elephant fudge is watching. You got 40 people right now. I got an ad. Bro, what is this? I don't want an ad. Get this on my face. Get this ad out of my face. Get this disgusting ad out of my face. I don't care about politics or like that. Just let me just play the game.
Konnichiwa. Mata ne.
Open the ad blocker. I don't have an ad blocker. YouTube will not work if I have an ad blocker. Been enjoying Pro Majima. You know what? Maybe that's why I need to maybe feel bad. Let me play some Majima afterwards. This out of just random curiosity. You're running, are you just playing for fun? Or yeah, I never cared for 1K. I don't get what's with YouTubers and streamers trying to go to 1K. Like, it's not like I'm gonna be using that plate anytime soon to begin with. Like, I think we already know what I'm gonna be using for a little bit. Like, just saying. You know, I think I just realized something. I just had a thought. Why? I gotta be honest, I don't know if this is true or not, but I just thought that this. Why does it feel oddly more stressful to record while streaming? Like, when you're not trying to record something to do a video later, like, it feels fine. Unless you're doing Legend competition. Like, it's because I'm trying to multitask, I'm trying to make commentary for a video at the same time, trying to read chat at once, and also trying to make sure everything goes right properly. Why would I okay, I have this mentality. Okay, I have this, when it comes to this game, I have the mentality that we need to win at least once, or in this case it was twice, because of how bad we suffered last time for the Charmy Army video. When it comes to like the festival videos I do, and like the old match stuff, I have this mentality that in order for the video to be good in my eyes, I need to get first at least once. I need to succeed in something within the video, and that is, I don't know if that's a good mentality or not. Credits do, say what you want about it, but at least that ensures that I am trying to do good in my videos. Look, maybe we've got different mentalities for how we do our videos. I'm not like wrong with that, but like, I question this very mentality that is good for my health. I do not fear to try to do something and then they just fail to do it, and like that's a video. It could be entertaining, yes, I don't want that. Questioning what's making my health not the right choice. It's just like a thing, it's just a mentality I have, like thinking that I need to do good in order to be good, I'm trying to say. Okay, that was on my bad. Say again, also I think when I do my role videos, I make myself complex and like not able to win or like succeed succeed in some way in that video as someone, the character that people put their time in to pick to see next. Like, does that make sense? That's why I said at the end of the last video before I took a break, said this sucked because I spent 3 hours, that was a 3-hour long recording, and I never got first whatsoever. It's not that deep. Maybe it's not, but winning makes the video better in my eyes. I don't know, there's just a competitive spirit in me talking, maybe it's just stubbornness. Okay, so if you lose a bad, but at least in my eyes, I don't feel like it's as good as it could be. Like, especially with a game like this, like, what is a person supposed to do in a racing game? They're gonna try to get first. God, these are my thoughts, am I right? The guy's just cool.
なんとかいけたわね。
God, we did terribly. I wasn't even paying attention to my progress. I wasn't even paying, I was just talking. It's bad, but not at the same time. I mean, I guess so. It's not about whether you're going to lose, but how you play it. Well, you see, yeah. Imagine someone never posts because they never win. What's the point? Oh, you see, well, here's the thing. Like, if I'll tell myself when enough is enough if I can't win in a video. Like, for a video I'm trying to purposely get first. Like, for example, the Werehog video last time, before I took a break. That was that, like, 18... Okay, Zen, you gotta understand something. That, like, 18-something minute video was edited down from a 3-hour-long recording. I was up until almost 4 that night, trying to get first. Why do I feel like I've seen this guy before? Why does Ray sound familiar? Oh, shout out to like the 2 Japanese, 1 Chinese, and then just do. But yeah, the point I'm trying to make is that I do try to win. So if it takes like 3+ hours, so it's getting late, like, yeah, I have to call it a night. I'm not gonna do it. And I was like getting so frustrated with that video too, with me. I was like, you know what? I think I need to call it. I think I need to throw in the towel. I think I need a break from this game and the channel for a minute. So if you want another reason, or at least a reason why I have a problem with doing it in the first place, that's why. The problem with this game is that it's hard to have fun when you're not winning. Okay, well, to be fair, okay, it wasn't just because I couldn't win, it was also because I was getting, for the past couple of weeks, I said in the post, I was getting burnt out, like, I was getting, like, very more tired than normal. Because I want you all to know, I'll say this again. I was getting a video out every other day since the beginning of August last year. So, it was more than just that. It wasn't really that video and me not winning made me think I need a break. It was that being more like the nail in the coffin for it, if that made any more sense. And I swear, this game is just being more, like, stressful with BS time to time as well. Like, I swear, my luck has been so much worse. I know I haven't reached a point. Well, to be fair, you're also... To be fair, I'm pretty sure... Actually, let me check how many... Let me check how many CrossWorlds videos I've made so far. Okay, then, hold on. In the amount of time this game has been out... Hold on, I'm checking. I have made around 80 CrossWorlds videos. I am not joking. You can check my channel for the playlist. It is right now at 78.
Okay,
I love making videos on this game too, but I think I might have made too many. And like, I don't think this is like, and I don't feel like this is like quantity over quality either, because I feel like I put in decent effort in each video, in my opinion. So made some notes. Okay, well, you see, in my defense is that I am also unemployed. I have been saying that for like almost a year now. Okay, wow. I've been saying it almost a year now, but honestly, like... And I know it's probably people going to be like, why don't you get a job or something, like... all I'm going to say is that... Number one, I can't drive. All I'm going to say is that I have been in, due to personal events in the past year, I have not been able to be in a position to get a job that is my reward. Also, I don't have a driver's license yet, and like I'm in the middle of nowhere, and I kind of can't take my driver's test yet because half the time my parents are busy, and you know, it's possibly used on my phone for about 2 months. I am 100%, like, if I had any sort of ID, I am 100% capable of making money on this channel right now. But I don't have any form of identification to allow me to. I could have generally been making a decent amount of money already. Like what he's saying, like, we get like an average, like 3 videos a week, and they get like unpaid. It's not legally, it's more like, again, personal, like family reasons. Also, there's like nothing around here, like entry-level jobs out there for a schedule. I would personally love entry-level part-time jobs at the very least, and then like have a YouTube as a side hustle for money. That's how I do. I've been that job offering has been on and off for like the past like 2 months. Like I think people keep on applying and then they keep on quitting. Well, I would honestly take like a Walmart job, honestly. Like that seems chill enough. I'm assuming you're too young? For what? I'm 18. I mean, for certain jobs, yeah. You know, I would honestly... honestly, it would be a really chill job if the GameStop near me was hiring. I would absolutely would just... Oh, too young, but yeah, still 18. Stuff happened. Again, like, personal stuff happened. Personal stuff happened, like, throughout the second semester of my school year last year. So, yeah, that's also kind of a factor. Yeah, it's funny, you say I'm 18. I've heard people say before that I sounded older, which I don't like that. I honestly think I have a very high-pitched voice, honestly. I sound 16. You know, honestly, I'm not complaining with that. Bro, I wish I was still 16. What do you mean? Bro, people have said... I like the odd one out when it comes to people wishing to be a grown-up, do what they want. No, I was completely aware of what I would be forced to get into after becoming an adult. I was happy being a child. Like the way I talk and not the tone. What that argument Alphavite said that since the 7th grade I was in cyber school, can you tell I don't get out often? I'm seeing my big that's a term for people who like rather just be by themselves, right? But ironically, these live streams in Discord are the most social I have ever been. maybe streaming would help towards being socially burnt out. Maybe it's because I'm just reading text. Maybe it's because I'm kind of in a way just talking to myself. Also, Majima's carrying right now, I'm just saying. We're constantly getting dubs now, like what? About interacting face-to-face people inside a... okay. You know what? I think I'm starting to see what you mean. You know, I blame school for making me not crazy when it comes to being social. Because in school, I have learned, in public school, because I switched to cyber school, I have learned that I am much better off. Like, if we're doing group projects and like that, or anything like that, I have learned I am much better doing it by myself because I get it done faster. And also, I'm not joking, half of the people in my grade, in my class, were morons. I am not joking. I remember I was in the 7th grade. I was in 7th grade. People, I'm not joking, 7th grade math. People were having trouble with basic multiplication. That was like half of my class. I'm not joking. Like, I'll admit there are times where I need something better explained to me. But like, bro, it's basic multiplication. I was struggling with calculus, not multiplication. Also, people in my like old area, they did not care. Like, okay, I'm not gonna say like, go into detail. But, like, every other day, I hear my mom just getting annoyed because the place that we used to live in is, like, there's, like, something, like, a crime happening there being reported, like once a day. That's how bad it is sometimes there. Now, I don't think we lived in the most... Like, we definitely didn't live in the most, like, crime-like area. Though, it has been bad at times. You know what? This reminds me of something. Have I ever told anyone the time? I'm not joking. Have I ever told anyone of you any of the time we got a person that got into our house? I'm not making this up. This actually happened like a couple of years ago. Have I ever shared that story? I don't think I have. Semi-ghetto? Honestly, yeah. That's a perfect description of it. I don't think so. Okay, so let me basically explain what happened. This is basically the equivalent of a horror story. So I explained this before. I have rabbits. It was around the middle of the day. I was doing the usual, feeding them or cleaning them, I don't remember. And my mother went down to the basement to do laundry, and she screamed. Now, the reason, at first, I thought nothing of it, because during the time, we were dealing with mice. So I thought she saw a mice in a mice trap, because that is a typical reaction for her. However, it was something different. You see, another thing about our house back then was that we had a storm shelter door that leads to the basement. How it worked is that outside there was a storm shelter door, a staircase. To my knowledge, I think, to be honest, I'm not kidding, I have never actually checked the sidewalk. Oh yeah, we won again. I'm not even paying attention to this. What's going on? My stories are somehow making us win. Yeah, as I was saying, like, the thing about our basements is that with that storm drain, the storm door, we had never used it. Because we had never, how we live our lives, like, 9 out of 10 times, like, if a storm, like, a tornado, or hurricane, like, storm is happening, we're inside to begin with. That my mom was freaking out was because the side door was open. And again, like I said, that door, no one opens that door. It's on the staircase, that door, that leads to the basement. All the rabbits, Nozzle launched the door, and she saw the abnormal realization of that door being open down there. Freaked out. So that made everybody in the house on edge. My sister was, I think my sister was there. My dad was at work. He died later. And we all just, I was a little bit freaked out. I'm not joking. I ran upstairs and I got my BB gun. But I do have it. I used to do Boy Scouts and I did BB gun shooting. So I grabbed basically the closest thing I have to getting a firearm for my age. After a while, we all just stayed together on the first floor. course so, they know what they're doing. She's saying all this stuff, like yelling on top of her lung to get out of the house or else. And I think he did. Because the craziest part about that is that nothing, I mean nothing, there was no evidence of someone entering nor leaving except that door opening. I'm telling you, that was practically a real-life horror story. It was so bad that we like plastered the door shut and we changed the locks throughout the entire house. So yeah, that happened. I'm surprised no one's commenting.